Picture a world where honor, courage, and discipline are the cornerstones of life. Welcome to the fascinating realm of the samurai. These elite warriors emerged from ancient Japan, carving out a place in history with their distinctive armor and unparalleled martial prowess. But the samurai were more than just formidable fighters. They were a class of people who lived by a strict moral code known as Bushido. This code, deeply rooted in the principles of Confucianism, demanded unwavering loyalty, rigorous self-discipline, and a profound respect for oneself and others. The samurai served as the military nobility, their way of life shaping the social and political structures of Japan for centuries. Their influence permeated every aspect of Japanese culture, from art and literature to philosophy and religion. The samurai, more than just warriors, they were a class of people who left an indelible mark on Japan's history. Our journey begins in the Heian period, the birth era of the samurai. This period, spanning from the late 8th to the late 12th century, was a time of significant transformation in Japan. It was during this time that the samurai, initially provincial warriors, began to emerge. The samurai were born out of necessity. As the central government's control began to weaken, local lords, known as daimyo, needed a force to protect their lands and interests. That force was the samurai. Initially, these warriors were nothing more than armed landowners, protecting their property and serving their local lord. But as the power dynamics shifted, their role evolved. The samurai took on a prominent role in Japanese society, becoming more than just warriors. They were also scholars, poets, and philosophers. Their rise to power was not sudden. It was a gradual process, marked by political shifts and societal changes. Training to become a samurai was a rigorous process. Beginning in childhood, young boys were taught martial arts, archery, and horse riding. They also studied strategy and tactics, learning the art of war from a young age. But their education was not limited to warfare. They also studied calligraphy, literature, and the tea ceremony. They were expected to live by a strict code of conduct known as Bushido, which emphasized honor, loyalty, and self-discipline. The skills the samurai mastered were not just for battle. They were also a means of personal development. Archery, for instance, was not just about hitting a target. It was a form of meditation, a way to achieve focus and clarity. Similarly, the tea ceremony was not just about serving tea. It was a ritual, a form of spiritual discipline that required precision and mindfulness. The samurai were not born overnight. Their rise was a result of centuries of evolution and adaptation. They emerged from the chaos of the Heian period, growing in power and influence, shaping the history and culture of Japan. They were more than just warriors. They were the embodiment of a philosophy, a way of life that still resonates today. The samurai were not born overnight. Their rise was a result of centuries of evolution and adaptation. Being a samurai was not just about fighting battles, it was a way of life. Imagine waking up with the first rays of the sun, ready to embrace another day of disciplined living. This was the daily life of a samurai, filled with rigorous training, intellectual pursuits, and a firm dedication to the arts. The samurai's education was a well-rounded one, designed to shape not just warriors, but also scholars, poets, and artists. From a young age, they were trained in martial arts, archery, and horse riding. But equally important was their education in literature, calligraphy, and the tea ceremony. They were taught to appreciate the beauty in nature and express it through ink and brush, while the tea ceremony taught them to find peace in the simple act of preparing and drinking tea. At the heart of the samurai's life was their unwavering adherence to the Bushido code, or the way of the warrior. This code served as their moral compass, dictating their conduct in all aspects of life. It emphasized virtues such as loyalty, honor, and courage, and instilled in them a deep sense of duty towards their lord and their community. The samurai were expected to live by this code, even if it meant sacrificing their own life. But the samurai's pursuit of self-improvement didn't stop at physical prowess or intellectual growth. They also strived to perfect their spirit. They practiced Zen Buddhism, which helped them find inner peace and enlightenment, and taught them to be fully present in every moment. The samurai also had a deep appreciation for the arts. They valued beauty and elegance, and saw them as expressions of their inner strength and character. Many samurai were skilled in ikebana, the art of flower arranging, and no, a form of classical Japanese musical drama. They saw these arts as another battlefield, where they could strive for perfection. Living as a samurai was a constant pursuit of perfection, not only in martial arts, but in all aspects of life. Their commitment to this path was unwavering, their dedication absolute. Their lives were a testament to the power of discipline, the beauty of art, and the strength of the human spirit. A samurai's armor and sword were not just tools of war, they were symbols of his honor and status. In the world of the samurai, the armor and weaponry served a purpose far beyond the battlefield. They were objects of art, each piece meticulously crafted with a devotion that mirrored the samurai's own commitment to his path. Let's start with the samurai's armor, known as yoroi, a masterpiece of functionality and aesthetics. The armor was constructed from small steel plates, lacquered to prevent rusting and laced together with silk or leather cords. This design provided both flexibility and formidable defense, allowing the samurai to move swiftly while still being well protected. But the yoroi was more than mere protection. It was ornately decorated with motifs reflecting the samurai's personal beliefs or family crest. These decorations weren't just for show, they were a silent proclamation of the samurai's identity and his unwavering dedication to his duty. Now let's turn our attention to the most iconic symbol of the samurai, the katana. This sword was not just a weapon, but a spiritual object, reflecting the samurai's soul. The making of a katana was a sacred process, involving a team of skilled artisans and a ritual of purification. The result? A blade of unparalleled sharpness and durability, a weapon as beautiful as it was deadly. The katana was also steeped in symbolism. The sharp edge represented the samurai's decisive nature, the ability to cut through any obstacle with determination and courage. The curve of the blade symbolized the balance between aggression and restraint, a key virtue in the samurai code. And so, the samurai's armor and weapons were more than just tools for battle. They were a testament to the samurai's spirit, reflecting his honor, courage, and the unwavering commitment to his duty. They were extensions of the samurai himself, embodiments of the values he held dear. The samurai's armor and weapons were extensions of their soul, symbols of their honor, courage, and commitment to duty. Every great era must come to an end, and so did the reign of the samurai. As the wheel of time turned, Japan entered the Meiji era in the latter half of the 19th century. The nation, eager to modernize and emulate Western powers, saw a significant shift in its societal structure. The age-old feudal system was replaced with a more westernized form of government, and with it, the samurai class began to fade into history. The samurai, who had once been the epitome of power and prestige, found their status abolished. Stripped of their privileges, many were left to adapt to a rapidly changing society or face destitution. The government, in its quest for modernization, discouraged the carrying of swords, a symbolic blow to the samurai identity. The way of the samurai, the Bushido, seemed to be on the brink of extinction. Yet the samurai were not to be erased so easily. Their legacy, their values, and their spirit have endured, leaving an indelible mark on not just Japan, but the world. The Bushido code of honor, discipline, and morality continues to resonate in modern Japan, influencing its business ethics, martial arts, and even everyday etiquette. The samurai's aesthetic sense too has left a lasting impact. Their finely crafted armor and swords are admired as works of art, and their influence on fashion is unmistakable. From the traditional kimono to modern streetwear, the samurai's distinct style has found its way into contemporary design. And let's not forget their influence on popular culture. From films to literature, from video games to comic books, the samurai continue to captivate our imagination, their stories inspiring countless works of fiction. The samurai's influence has transcended borders and time, their spirit living on in the hearts of those who value honor, courage, and discipline. They may not roam the streets of Japan anymore, but their legacy is woven into the fabric of its culture, a testament to their enduring impact. Though the samurai era has ended, their spirit and values continue to inspire us, echoing through the ages. Our journey to the land of the samurai has been an enlightening voyage through time. We've traveled from the enigmatic origins of these legendary warriors to their rise in the feudal era. We've immersed ourselves in the samurai lifestyle, a blend of martial prowess, aesthetic refinement, and spiritual discipline. The intricacies of their armor and weaponry, each element a testament to the samurai's dedication to their art and duty. We've also witnessed the fall of the samurai, a poignant end to a remarkable era, but as the sun set on their time, it rose on their enduring legacy. The samurai's values of honor, discipline, courage, and loyalty remain relevant, resonating in the hearts of many today. They're a testament to the human spirit, a beacon for those seeking to navigate the complexities of the modern world with integrity. The samurai may belong to the past, but their legacy is timeless, reminding us of the power of honor, discipline, and courage.